Hola lovelies. So this is going to be my second video for tonight. This one's going to be on Tamir Rice. He is the 12-year-old boy that was shot by the Cleveland Police Department on the 22nd of this month. I believe the 22nd. Was it the 22nd? I believe it was the 22nd. He was shot at the rec center. I've actually been following this story since it happened because I was just like, a 12-year-old boy being shot for having a toy gun. What? And then, of course, you have the controversy on whether or not Anonymous, the hackers, were the real reason why the Cleveland website went down. Because they did threaten the website. So anyways, this is how I state this. Okay. Because I just did my video on Mike Brown. It's told a different situation than this situation. Okay. This is how I feel about the Tamir Rice situation. I'm going to be as respectful as possible due to the fact that this is very new. And the family is still grieving. And they're still trying to figure out exactly what happened. And if what's going to happen with the officer that did shoot him. Okay. So what had happened was, apparently Tamir Rice was walking around the rec center with a airsoft pellet gun. It looked like a handgun from what I could see on the surveillance camera. Somebody had called the police department and reported this child pointing the gun at people at the park because it was a park. I guess what had happened was for one, the dispatch did not inform the officers that were going to the scene that this was possibly a child, because the people did say that they thought it was a young male, like a child. They also did not tell them that they thought the gun was fake. Dispatch did not acknowledge that to the officer, that the gun was probably fake. Now, from what I saw on the surveillance video, it was Tamir Rice walking around with this gun, and he'd put it down in his pants, and he'd pull it out, and he'd be like, bang, bang, you know, like a kid would. Okay? Okay. Okay, he's 12 years old. 12-year-olds, legally, are not allowed to have an airsoft gun. Legally. So, he, by law, could not have this airsoft gun. Legally. Because he's only 12, and it's, I believe, 16 for an airsoft gun. And so that was mistake number one, okay? That's fine. You know, people get their kids guns, airsoft guns, whatever, you know, as long as they're being safe. Now, from what I've seen, this boy was not shooting anyone. He was just pointing it at people and basically being like a kid would. Bang, bang, get you. Yeah, pretty much. This is what he was doing. He was just walking around, pulling it out, pointing it at people, and putting it back in his pants. Why he was doing that, I don't know, but hey, kids do the darndest things, right? Right. So apparently this kid kept doing this. And from what I saw, he was walking down the pathway, and the cops pulled up right here, and Tamir Rice was like right in front of the police car. And he did reach down to his pants when the cop told him to put his hands up, but, okay, they shot him twice in the stomach. This is where I'm feeling, okay, this is where I'm feeling like, okay, something, and you guys reacted way too quick. I believe the situation could have been avoided. I believe the situation could have been diffused. I believe the cops reacted way too quickly, and I believe that the dispatch did not release enough information. But plain and simple, the boy was like really close to the cop car. The officer was out of his car. There's no reason why they shouldn't have noticed that this was a kid, for one. For one. This is a little boy. He's standing right here. Okay, you can clearly see that he's standing right here. Okay, So I understand, sorry, that's my cousin. I understand that he reached down in his pants. But, okay, if you thought he was a threat at all, why not use a taser? You were close enough to use a taser, by the way. I'm going to say that. You were in close vicinity, you could have used a taser. It was a 12-year-old boy. Number two, if you felt that you needed to shoot him, why in the stomach? The stomach's like the worst place to shoot somebody. That is a guaranteed kill. A gut shot is always not good. It's always pretty much lethal, in most cases. A gut shot is. Yeah. Why not shoot him in the arm? Disarm him. Shoot him in the leg and disarm him. I'm pretty sure if he was a 12-year-old boy and you shot him in the leg or the arm, he would probably be crying because you shot him and not grabbing for a weapon. Come on now. Maybe it's just my soft spot because this is a young kid. I'm sorry, but in my mind, this didn't justify 2 shots through the stomach and a kill. It's just how I feel. I mean, this is my opinion. Like I said, you guys are more than entitled to your own opinion. Watch the surveillance video if you haven't been watching the story. I don't know how public this has been made. Probably pretty public now that Anonymous has hacked the Cleveland website. Anyways, Anonymous did that because they felt that this was wrong. And now that I watched the surveillance video, I mean, I was already like, come on now. A 12-year-old boy with an airsoft gun, really? Was that necessary to kill him? No. This world is just getting ridiculous. For one, an officer should not feel threatened by a 12-year-old boy. What is going on where these kids are killing people? It's not the first story I've heard about kids killing people, but I mean, it blows my mind. It really does. It blows my mind. I don't know, like, I feel so bad for this child's family. I could only imagine. Okay, my son goes out with his toy guns all the time. He goes outside and freaking goes bang bang. You know, he's a kid. He's 6. Little boys like to play with toy guns, whether they're loaded or not. For one, yes, I'm gonna say this boy should not have had this airsoft gun in public, for one. That was a mistake. I don't know if he stole it out of his parents' house and they didn't know he had it because he had it tucked in his pants or what. He shouldn't have had it. He shouldn't have been pointing it at strangers, but, you know, kids do that. Sometimes they just don't know better. I mean, even though he should have known better, but kids are kids. Kids do things they're not supposed to do. But he wasn't shooting anyone. It's not like he was hurting anyone. He was just going bang bang. But now, you know, gun laws are so ridiculous anymore because kids killing other kids and kids shooting up schools that everybody freaks out when a kid has a gun, whether it's a toy gun or not. I mean, I remember hearing a story about a little boy who chewed his Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun and said bang bang to one of his fellow classmates and got expelled from school. I am all for. I'm pro-gun. I'm just gonna say it, pro-gun. I have plenty of weapons in my house. They're all locked up. They're all unloaded. They're all away from where my kids can get to them. My son has play guns. We teach him all the time. Do not aim those at people. Do not shoot people with them. Don't ever look down the barrel of a gun. I believe the cops did not do what they should have done. In this situation, I believe the cops were in the wrong. That's just what I'm saying. That's my feeling on this. I believe they were in the wrong on this. I believe they screwed up. From what I understand, this cop that shot Tamir Rice was a rookie. And the one that was driving hadn't even gotten out of the car yet when the other cop shot the kid. It's a bad situation. It really is. It's a bad situation. I'm sorry if my voice is cracking and you can't hear me because I got a flu. But yeah, that's my feeling on this situation. Hopefully, honestly, I believe this cop needs some kind of disciplinary action for the way he reacted to the situation, but I also believe that the dispatch lady also needs some disciplinary action because she did not give him the full report. And that is ridiculous. I mean, he should have known that it was possibly a kid. He should have known that the gun was not real. Or probably wasn't real. But she didn't tell him that. So now we have a poor little 12-year-old boy that's dead. Because instead of calmly, I mean, they didn't even see the gun from what I understand. Like, he just touched his jeans and the cop just loaded. I mean, you would think he would at least wait to see what he was grabbing for. Maybe he was grabbing for his cell phone. He did have a cell phone. I seen him calling people on his cell phone before he got shot when he was walking around the park. It's a crappy situation. It really is. And honestly, in this situation, my firm belief is it could have been done a lot differently. That little 12-year-old boy did not deserve to lose his life. And those parents and that family did not deserve to lose their little boy. This was a situation that could have been avoided. He didn't need to die over having a toy in his pants. Honestly, they could have tased him. He was that close. They could have shot him in the arm or the leg. Just, scared him. Unarmed him. Whatever. I don't understand why nowadays it's shoot now, ask questions later. I mean, they used to try to defuse the situation before shooting, and now it's just like, shoot now, ask questions later. Hey, we thought he had a gun. So I don't know. It's a crappy situation. I feel really bad for the family. Yes, there was things that there's wrong. People did wrong things on all ends of this situation. It could have been avoided on many different parts. But nobody's perfect. People make mistakes, but think about your choices, people. That just goes right back to the Mike Brown video. Choices. Y'all have choices. Start thinking about your consequences before you do them. Nobody deserves to lose their life. Nobody does. And especially not a 12-year-old boy who was just playing, which is what he was doing. He wasn't harming anyone. He was just playing. I mean, if you watch the surveillance, never once did anybody say he was shooting people. He was just pulling it out and pointing it at people. He didn't hurt anyone. He was playing. But nowadays, you can't even chew your Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun without people freaking out and thinking you're going to kill somebody with a Pop-Tart. Sorry. It irritates me that gun tolerance has went down for so much because of the fact that people have done really stupid things. And a lot of violence has been going on with guns. And since last year was like ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous with the gun shooting and the school shootings. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And it's still going on. It's still going on. I just don't get it. I don't know, guys. But this is just my thoughts on the situation. I figured I'd make a video about it because they just released the surveillance video. This one, I do believe that it could have been avoided. The situation could have been done differently. The boy didn't need to lose his life. Now, regardless if the boy had the gun, he wasn't supposed to have it regardless. He didn't deserve to lose his life over a toy. He wasn't hurting anyone. He really didn't hurt anybody. From what I heard, he didn't hurt anyone. And by the looks of it, you know what it reminded me of? He was walking around the parking lot, in front of the parking lot. He was walking back and forth, back and forth. And it looked to me like he called on his cell phone. It almost looked like he was waiting for a ride, waiting for his ride to go home. And he was just bored. So he was like, ping, ping, I'm going to play around while I'm waiting for my ride. It's a crappy situation. It really is. That being said, guys, my thoughts and wishes go out to the family of that poor boy. And hopefully they can get that all figured out. Because nobody deserves to lose their child. Your children are supposed to outlive you. You're not supposed to outlive your children. That's just how it is. And I know if that would have been my kid, oh my God. Just thinking about it just breaks my heart. I feel so bad for those parents. Nobody deserves to lose their child. Nobody. And especially not in a situation like this. But anyways, I'm gonna go. And I will talk to you lovely soon. I still... You know what? I'll just make an update video. Alright. Love you all.